RightonQuelive, and we are live, and this is a very, yet again, another special episode, because we are celebrating 2 years. 2 years of RightonQuelive. I think this is 127 episodes, and I've only missed 2 weeks ever. One because RightonQuelive fucked me over, but shout out to RightonQuelive. And another time, I just dropped a daily, I don't remember why.
Was it the transition to the new studio, or did you not miss?
No, I didn't miss none in that part either. That's impressive, right?
Yeah.
Whole new studio. Didn't miss a beat. But I don't remember the other one I missed. But anyway, the 1 or 2 times I missed a week, and my whole thing. And starting out in the very beginning, I said that I hope one of my main points and objectives was to start the shit and never stop until the shit took off. And since then, I've seen many people start podcasts, many people stop, many people change names. I've seen people do like more than one and stop. Like, so I'm just happy to still go on.
It's been 2 years. When's gonna take off?
I mean, I don't know. I give myself, just in general, just like creative aspirations, a 4-year clock, and I feel
I don't. That wasn't like.
That's not real.
No, but I hate when people ask me that question. It's just like a.
True.
It takes off when it takes off.
But you ain't doing nothing. No. You just you ain't in school. You ain't doing shit in school. But yeah, regardless though. So I'm just happy to still be going and to still be growing, to still have people triggered. So to celebrate and to do this occasion, do it differently and do it fresh, I have my best friend, my brother here, who's always had many opinions and many asshole comments to say about the episodes and the guests, and me as a person, as a human being, and a personality.
I mean, sometimes you're problematic, but...
I mean, depends on who's saying it. But, so I thought it'd be cool to have him interview me. We did it. I did it before with Key. Fuck her, but shout out to her. She did the questions.
It was a good interview. I like listened to it twice.
You liked it?
I did.
I remember when you first heard it, you was like,
I was like, what's she doing? But it was, in preparing for this, it was hard because I was like, she asked like a lot of questions, so I don't really have anything to ask you.
Okay, so he's gonna do a terrible job. But so shout out to Key for setting the tone, and I always thought she did a decent job with it. Check it out if you're having a questions and the answers interview, and so now we have Saladin.
And to be clear,
Copy, please.
To be clear, this is more of a conversation. I'm not going to interview you.
I like it. Conversation.
I'm not an interviewer.
Okay, gotcha.
So let's make that clear.
Terrible job.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm not that person that's that do that.
But be horrible. Boring episode. Okay. So let's commence the conversation steered by you for now. Because I do have some things I want to say as well. Boom.
Steered by me for now.
No. Niggas fumbling.
I mean, I'm a little nervous.
Niggas fumbling. So, he told me before, he's like, yo, so how we gonna,
I mean,
how we gonna do this? Like, am I gonna introduce it? Like, it's gonna say right on Solid?
I mean, I thought you were gonna, I thought, it's funny when you plan stuff out in your head. I thought you was gonna mention, the other episodes I was on. That was, my transition into,
I take the L, because I didn't do that. Usually I do it.
Yeah, I'm just going based off, other stuff that you've done.
You did your homework.
I tried.
So, first and foremost, you were on the first episode ever. How the fuck can I forget to say that? In this 2-year journey, it all started with factual opinions. And that was the very first episode we ever did. Shout out to Khalil as well. It was a part of the episode. And it was trashed. Like, in hindsight, I don't know. But just me. Just because of me.
I mean, we were all growing.
I mean, yeah,
trash.
I mean, once you start averaging 30, that little 15 in your rookie year is kind of we don't talk about that no more.
We was all really nervous, too.
Definitely. I remember we started, but it didn't record or something. We had to start over.
Shout out to that plug, but fuck that plug.
Fuck that plug for sure. But yeah, so then you was on Ugly Intervention, one of my personal favorite episodes. And a lot of people like that one as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Whoopi Goldberg. You hate when I talk about Whoopi
But this, here it goes.
Oh,
it should be for Leslie Jones. That's the first question. Why you always bringing up Leslie?
You're right. I actually left the Whoopi alone and put all this energy onto Leslie Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing with Leslie Jones. She's hideous. And anytime, literally hideous, and she doesn't have one redeeming
quality feature?
I don't want to say quality because that can mean anything. Just feature. One redeeming surface feature. She's really ugly. So whenever I'm speaking of ugly things or ugly conversations,
so she a thing now?
No, I wouldn't even. When I'm speaking of ugly things, she happens to come up because she's like
the face of ugliness to you.
The epitome, the quintessential idea of image No shade though.
Do you think she's funny?
That's another thing. She's not even funny to me at all. Like she's
I think
actually
Leslie
like
Jones is
extremely
really
not
important.
funny. And there's nothing worse than a non-funny hyper comedian when they just do a lot, and it's like, because funny is subjective, of course. So
Yeah.
when they just doing a lot and it's just not hitting you.
So it's ugly. Isn't that
Yeah, it's like facts, because it's like you bringing a lot to me right now, and it's like it's a lot to take in.
I actually don't think Leslie
And
Jones.
she like 6'5".
I mean, I like tall women. I don't think she's that funny.
Chop down those trees.
I don't think she's that funny, but I do like respect her, just like how she got here,
For sure.
and her ugliness, because that's hard.
Definitely facts. Hard as hell.
And I don't even like calling people ugly, so I like kind of regret that they said her ugliness.
You said it. You spoke from
She's
your
not
heart.
attractive to me.
She's ugly to you.
She's not attractive.
Shout out to the Ugly Intervention episode. Sal tried to, he had one of his moments. You haven't had one of these in a while where you want to take a fake stance on something.
It's not a fake stance, it's a real
And
stance.
you just wanted to unpack what ugly meant. And,
I mean, I think
and why
that's
you can't call someone ugly.
I mean,
and
I just feel
why
like
you
there's
gotta break it
always
down.
something. And I went to Leslie Jones on her Instagram, and I was like trying so hard to really figure it out, and it was intense.
You don't like it?
It's my this is my birthday.
Okay. I mean, so did you find anything that you are attracted to about anything that made your dick hard at all? No?
I mean, I don't think on the surface level that her being attractive has to make my dick hard.
I mean, it was just a
I mean,
question.
I
sir.
think Viola Davis is attractive. I don't know if she makes my. I don't know that.
It was a question.
I don't like the question.
Why? You could just say no. Shout out to Viola Davis.
I mean, I like that she was like tall. That's to my quality.
Okay, that's what's up.
Because I think we can find something in everyone, right?
No.
Anyway,
She might be a good friend or something.
I just think it's important because I feel like
Good
you know
daughter.
that's the one thing people don't talk about in Hollywood. It's just like people being like why ugly people should be in the business.
Yeah, the most they do is like someone that just don't look normal, like Jeffrey Wright or something.
Yeah.
But they ain't gonna go full blown ugly.
No,
Not too often.
it's like those rare ones that like are really talented that make it.
I mean,
And she was like hustling for a minute too to like get
Oh,
there. Yeah,
yeah.
she's like older, yeah,
Mhm.
which I read about. Which I was
they like, all right, we gave you Lupita. All right, shut up, get right back now.
what?
I forgot she banished it to everybody. She a sexual chocolate Godiva goddess.
Queen.
I mean, she ain't ugly, but she definitely ain't all that jumpy saying.
Anyway,
Moving on.
and my next question.
Okay.
I know before Ricky you talked about like how the podcast came
But now
about.
it's tone change. You comfortable now?
Yeah, yeah. You talked about how the podcast came about. Can you talk about that a little bit,
Okay.
briefly?
Okay.
You got 30 seconds.
okay.
Don't waste my time.
Okay, gotcha. All right, I'm sorry, sir. Well, yeah, just to sum it up faster, I got tired of feeling like I was doing nothing in regards to just like the creative world or like the media world or whatever. And I was looking for a change creatively and mentally. So I was like, at the time, I was really getting into podcast heavy. So I was like, I can do this shit. Like, niggas been telling me since high school to do a radio show. And that was back when I was really pursuing the broadcasting field. And I was like, nah, I don't want to be in front of camera. I don't want to be in front of mic, whatever. I want to do producing and shit like that, which I still have plans to do, whatever.
Can I interject real quick?
Mhm.
Remember that time in college when like he was like kind of our roommate when he like got like an interview for you to do like a radio or something, like you had to like record something and like send it.
Yeah.
You didn't get it, but that was like the first time when I realized that like you could possibly like be on radio. That's when like things started to click more for me
Interesting.
in that regard. Because in
Yeah.
high school I don't remember people telling you to be on radio. I mean, you say this all the time.
Oh,
I think you're making this up.
nigga said it.
I don't remember that.
First of all, you talking about some random ass fucking job to get you. That shit didn't click at all to me. I was like,
I mean, cause you didn't get it. I mean, you deleted it. But I just.
I was like, this shit not for me.
But
False.
yeah, I remember you. Even then, you really hated your voice.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think when you played it back, you was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, throughout the whole college and work, study in broadcast. I was like, no, like, this is not for me at all by any means. But so I was like, but at the same time, I was getting into listening to podcasts heavy, whatever. And I think, I was just a different space in my life, whatever. I just probably was just more comfortable or just didn't give a fuck anymore. Now I was like, one, I can do this shit. Like, these niggas aren't smarter than me. I don't really think too many people are smarter than me. Too many people are more worldlier than me. I don't think too many people just know about music or sports or movies than me. and not too many people can articulate
People
themselves.
might know
And
more about music. You know a lot about hip-hop.
rap and R&B. I'm sorry, you're right. You know, I know my lane. And not too many people can just debate as well as me. So
True, yeah.
I was just like, I can do this shit. Fuck it. Stop being a bitch.
I had many headaches debating with you, you know,
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah.
I won a lot of them.
No.
I won like 75% of them. But I've
Come
had
on,
many.
whoever listening, you already know it sound like me.
I have many
Imagine me
debates.
losing anything 75% in life. Lena's son.
Oh, I mean, I was about to call Lena
Oh,
chicken.
don't do it. Don't do it. Watch your mouth.
Cool, so that's how it came about.
Yeah, so yeah, I need to do a pod. Like I said, niggas in high school.
Yeah.
Probably Dre.
Yeah, one
Shout out
person.
to Dre.
Yes. What was it, Seven told you.
Shout out to Seven with probably Ant. Like, yo, you should have been. I was like, yeah, I could have been did this, whatever. This seemed like a way that it had. Another thing that was fascinating to me was it was new. Like, still, I know people I personally know that have never listened to a podcast in their life.
Yeah, for sure.
Not even sure what it is, whatever. So this was 2 years ago, and I was like, yeah, nobody's doing this right now for real. Like back then, I felt I couldn't find a studio per se that wasn't just who's doing that per se, and wasn't just rapping or something. So I was like, yeah, I can do this. This seems new and fresh. The bubble ain't popped yet.
When you told me about podcasts the other day, I was just like, so you're sitting down, like listening to shit all day, like it's no video.
Yeah.
Like,
And then yeah, I remember telling people it's like, so it's no video. So it's just you. It's your
it's
voice.
like 2 hours.
Yeah. And I remember thinking of how I was going to approach it. You know, of course.
That was my next question. Like, how did you come up with the format of like the podcast?
Right. So basically, my whole general thought process at the beginning was, I'm like, yo, I'm not a popping ass nigga. Like, I've never been some mixy dude on the scene trying. And that's why when a lot of people, shout out to all my guests who come on here a lot of times, and they be telling me shit, yeah, this is going on 2012, this is going on 2013, 14. I be like, I don't know who the fuck you talking about, where this shit was happening at, but I wasn't there. I really wasn't. Like, of course, you know, when we was younger, we went to party and shit like that, whatever, high school, early college, but I wasn't there on that type time to know who threw the party. Like, I was just at temple parties. I didn't know who was the DJ. I don't give a fuck about the DJ. They can play music. So I didn't have a follower. I didn't have some crazy buzz or had a bunch of bitches on my dick or crazy like. My thought process was I didn't care about likes and I didn't care about shit like that. So I knew that the point is I had to be guest based. I needed niggas that help me doing my following with your following, because y'all gonna see, your people gonna hear how good this interview was, and then so forth and so forth. I'm gonna take over the whole fucking city, whatever. And you know, I think it's going okay, at least for now, whatever.
But I think that makes it, because I hear a lot of podcasts, you know, no shade, but all shade. Like most times, I think people just like talking with their friends. Like, I think that I can't do a podcast. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but I think it's hard when you have to interview someone that you don't know.
True.
And then you also have to talk about things that's happening in the culture.
And about them.
And about them. But sometimes you do well and sometimes you fail at it.
Oh.
But
That's a strong word.
but I think it's a hard task to do, especially like in a limited amount of time.
You can't score 81 every night. So
No, you can't.
So like,
Listen,
say fail.
I believe in failure. I think failure's a good thing.
I might put up a nice dub.
I mean, you
Got the win.
might shoot one for like
Got the win.
1 for 20, but like,
Oh, did we get the win though?
But you got the shot up.
Did we get the win?
Got the shot up.
But yeah, so I knew I had to be guest based, and I knew that. And it's funny in the beginning. That's why I'd be so excited every time I have a movie episode. Because again, I was like, yeah, like this music shit is oversaturated, especially in Philly. Fuck all. And then again, I was so ignorant to what was going on in the media space in Philly. I didn't even know rappers. I'm like, I'm not talking to Meek. I don't give a fuck about P&B Rock. Corey isn't that good to me, and Uzi is trash. So, and AR-Ab, I don't want to be in a close space with that nigga. So, like, I don't got nobody to talk to. So, I'm going to just talk to movie people.
Only rappers I knew before this podcast was like Meek, Cooley Mills.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Reed
talking
Dollaz.
to Bum-Ass Cooley. Reed might not be alive anymore. And Hattie was booked. So, I'm like, ain't nobody to talk to. I'm going to focus on the movie space. And at the time, that seemed real easy. But then I realized, ain't that many niggas doing movies, or they trash. So I was like, that went out the window real fast. And that's how some of my friends' episodes came in, a part of it, whatever. But then, about your point with that, though, is that even people that do that, though, is like, it's still, you can easily fuck that up, though. People think, oh, yeah, I'm funny, he funny, whatever, let's just have a conversation. It's like, no, y'all not that interesting. Y'all don't have good chemistry. Shout out to Joe Budden, him, Marlon Roy, they do a great job at that style of things. And I feel I'm able to recreate that when it is my friends here just casually talking or drink, whatever, or just when it's a good guest and we get a good flow of conversation. And it's just like I said, like you said in the beginning, I don't really like these really as just interviews. It's just a conversation.
Yeah.
I'm learning about you. I'm sure people learn about me more and more every episode indirectly. So we just talking.
Is there like, I mean, I think a lot of people don't realize. At least when I listen to the podcast, I'm like thinking, like, I'm like thinking how you're like asking people questions, like how you're making people comfortable. Like there's like, as far as like the interview and like, is there any research that goes into that?
So the way I approach interviews, conversations.
Side note, because I remember back in the day we used to watch The Actors Studio, and like for those who don't know, it's like this guy James Lipton who like, used to interview like people like Will Smith or like I think interview Chappelle. But he did like
the iconic Chappelle episode interview, yeah.
But he used to do like these very like intense, like in depth interviews when he like did like all this research. And,
intense but casual. Like,
yeah.
Chill, yeah.
And I feel like that might have been like an early inspiration for you. At least that's where the questions that you used to do. I'm not sure you still do them.
Yeah, it all depends. Like, yeah, so definitely, especially back in college days when I used to just stay on the computer all fucking day. I used to call my routine, and you know, like I said, I always loved movies, so I was gonna really pursue the movie aspect of the guest more so. So I was like, yeah, like I always loved his questions at the end. He would do a general interview or whatever, and at the end he'd be like, yeah, so like, what's your favorite curse word or whatever, and it would be more shit that's like more like psychological, like and like more questions like that, whatever. And I was like, yeah, I need to do that with mine, but with a spin on it, whatever. But that was definitely an early influence. I still do them sometimes. It all depends on how the conversation flows. I realized that I would just abruptly stop the conversation.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just stop there. Like, maybe if we need some more talent, then I'll bring them out. But I'd be like, no, let's just keep the shit flowing.
Also, people just, because they're taken aback by it, like kills the momentum because they're like thinking of
Facts.
like of the answer.
And I'll be so excited thinking, I've been thinking these are some great ass questions. I'm like, they don't have the same energy, and niggas be like, and then it does kill the whole energy in the room. So we had to pick and choose with those. But yeah, so that was an influence. And then as far as research, a lot of people don't know, but people like you would know, but you know, I follow like I stalk people per se for a long time before I even think about how I want to have them on, whatever. Cause I don't know if I have them on by themselves or with somebody. If I want to with somebody, I got to figure out who or when. So you know, that could be months. Like that could be months, and then I finally reach out to you. Then I gotta see if you want to do it, whatever. Then you know, I gotta navigate that with the other people I had in mind. Then that could be a month or two down the line. Cause I just like having shit scheduled. I hate shit in the air, so I book shit months ahead, whatever. Then so as far as like actually looking to the person, it's just really like following you. Whether I know you from Twitter, or I seen you from Twitter or Instagram, just seeing what you're about, what you talk about, what you relate to, and if I like your craft or whatever you're doing, if I respect it or not, if I think you're interesting or captivating enough to have a conversation with. Cause another thing, you know, we ain't just making music or doing a show. Like we have to have a conversation. So I know I can't just talk to anybody because I don't like talking to everybody, and I want to put myself in a situation where it could be an issue. Because I'm not going to just like, you know, you could, like it's one thing for someone to be cool, but just have a dry ass personality, so the episode don't come out that great. But if you not cool and tensions can flare, who knows what can happen. So I like to protect my energy and my space. So I definitely like to just see people, what they about, what we could talk about. But after that, though, it isn't much research though. It isn't like I like to really learn more in the moment.
You're not doing James Lipton.
Nah. I'm not doing like the James Lipton or Nardwar or shout out to Rap Radar. It's the real. I really do like to learn in the moment, and that's funny because you know Charlemagne. I actually hate people like him a lot of times because they really don't be knowing shit though. A lot of times they be like, "You dropped the album today?"
Yeah, I don't like when they don't know like nothing about.
Yeah, like that's annoying. So I think I even surprise a lot of people when I be bringing up certain shit, whatever. But for the most part, it's a learning experience for me in the moment. I think that brings out a sense of making things organic, whatever.
Is there a way? Because I know, like, because also you're like matching people together.
Facts, yeah.
So
yeah.
like,
I don't think I get enough credit for that as well.
No, that's tough because you're like trying to match personalities, like, and like also you've done really good, but also you failed.
I mean,
it's not even you. Sometimes people just don't be showing up. Like they just.
Literally, yeah. Niggas just don't be showing up at times.
Exactly. They just don't be showing up.
Oh man, the
just
folds.
Like 2 people.
Shout out to the Fucking Forever list, the folds, man.
I mean, shout out to that. But like, is there like a formula to that too?
Yeah, so.
Or is it like whoever I can get?
No, like it really is a method. It's a method to the madness. Like I said, I think long and hard about it. It be times when I'm just, you know, people know. Like you said, I had topics for this conversation months ago, whatever, and I keep shit on my phone forever. So I can have one person name in my notes forever. I'm like, no. Now I come across another person months later. I'm like, yeah. It got matching stories, boom, boom, boom. They would go well together. So I can't explain how or why, but I just feel like that'd be a good conversation. They'll match well somehow, whatever. And I always be like I said, since I don't be knowing everything, I always wonder like, damn, what if they have some bad history or something well, you brought her, so that hasn't happened yet, fortunately. But for the most part, it just be like, playing the matching game, and it just hopefully comes out well, whatever. Shout out to people like the Art Bully and Diamond. To me that was like a great chemistry.
You really industry now. We shouting out.
No, because to me that was like I love but a lot of times, long as two people are interested in their own way, it can be a good conversation. But sometimes people come together and they really mesh well in their stories and their passions. To me, that was a good example of like two people.
The poet and I forgot her name.
Love Language one with Sierra and Baltimore. The singer, poet, and to me they mesh very well together. So it happens sometimes where it's like a great marriage.
Even the one with what was it? Gerb and Penny
and Milk.
Yeah.
That was early. That was a Pillow Talk. That was a good one. They don't really know each other at all. Whatever. Especially a lot of times with the drinking one, we just talking shit. Doing random topics. They typically work really well. And as far as like technique and delivery, I definitely a lot of people like, yo, you just came out the gate fire. And that's actually very intentional a lot of times. I like to really just like break the ice with some wild shit just to catch people off guard. And then especially catch the listener off guard, like with the feet head episode. I knew off the route, like
I listened to that.
Yeah, like I knew off rip that we were gonna talk about sucking dick with feet, and that should be captivating.
It's pretty wild. That's on Twitter. Did you see you saw that something like that on Twitter?
Yeah, yo man, I need to find that video. On Twitter. Shout out to the Twitter porn. It'd be wild.
Do you have like a favorite? Not like a. I mean, I know you talked about like what your favorite podcast was. But do you have like a favorite interview where you like gained a lot from that person?
Favorite interview.
Or like even like you yourself as an interviewer, where you like I really did.
Are you talking about my shit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What are we talking
about? I think some of my influences again. Sorry, Coach. Boy, yeah, definitely. I feel clout shoots with Dev Dooley and Reg B Visuals is some of the.
Do you have just like a Rolodex of just like these fucking names? Yeah.
Alright, you already know this brain. The shit I do remember, the shit I don't, it is kind of suspect why I don't remember certain things. But shit I do remember is always impressive.
Right.
But to me, that's some of the best interviewing you can ever hear from anybody.
What is it? Did I hear this one? What's it called?
I don't think so. Clout shoots. It was like maybe 2 ago, whatever.
Oh, okay.
And because to me, I was patting myself on the back where I felt I did a great job in figuring out what they did exactly and what they had in common, what they didn't have in common, and having a sense of humor and being casual and laid back. But we had great in-depth conversation and brought up great topics and subjects like that, whatever. I felt it was a great balance of everything, and especially on a local level, I don't see nobody capable of doing that or even
talking shit now.
Doing it.
Oh.
No, so that's an example to me of I was very proud of myself with that one. I love the one me and my mom did. I like the first one, but the second one to me was way better, 36 Hours. I like the one with my dad as well, Merry Reflection. Ugly Intervention to me was a great one. And then also love the nigga ones, nagger ones. Neighbors Know My Name. Penny Going Pen's iconic. But as far as just pure interview style, clout shoots to me is like nobody fuck with me on that genre.
Yeah, I don't know that one, but
that's your research.
I mean, I did some research. I mean, it's a lot of episodes to just try to dig through.
Gotcha.
A lot of ones I don't like, so it was tough.
Also, the one this is dropping on the 1st 2-year anniversary. The one I just dropped Monday.
Listen,
to me, that was a very
that was
good one.
amazing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you that in the car. And I like that girl a lot. Yeah,
shout out to Kasha. To me, she had
a lot of energy too. Like she had a lot to say.
Shout out to her.
And she was talented. Like she did so much.
To me, that was another great one.
Is there one where you felt like, where you just had to pull a lot of teeth? It's okay. It's okay. Just let it go. Don't mess up my
futuristic female. Great episode. I'm sorry.
Is there one where you felt like you had to pull a lot of teeth and it was just very hard to get something out the person?
Yeah, the loaded questions one. That one actually kind of disappointed me because, of course, I've had other ones that were dry or whatever, but that one disappointed me more so because, it was, it was with ill-fated natives, and And I don't know, like, maybe because I didn't expect it to be dry. I didn't expect them to feel like I was supposed to. I expected more because their act is so like high energy and shit. And I like, these guys gonna be. And then they're consciously and they aware shit. I'm thinking they have a lot of shit to say or something. They just like did it, and it was bugging me out because I would ask like a straightforward, just decent question. They'd be like, "Whoa." And that's why I was called a loaded question, because they kept saying, "You're asking a loaded question." I was like, "How the fuck am I asking a loaded question? Like, I don't know what that means." So that one disappointed me.
I actually do remember that one, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just weird. And shout out to the one guy, though. I forgot, which ones their names was, but he was the one that was really engaged. It was like a down the road. Like, one was really engaged, one was like high, and one was like no shade at all. Seriously, like they ain't real beef with it. But the one guy, he liked the Bobby Brown, like seemed a little diva about it. And I don't think it was personal towards me. I think that was just personalities.
It's also really hard, like, just like if you're just not that person to come and just like talk and like open up to somebody.
Right. And
no matter how comfortable you try to make
facts.
It's tough.
And like I said, because me and you're a great example. Like, we are just totally different people, whatever. So at times when I like that one specifically, I'm sure I probably ran that through my head to not calm myself down, but give me some clarity. Like, I'm Sal, fucking not some type of super expressive person, whatever. So even on his worst day or his best day, it might not be some like great interaction per se. Whatever.
No,
so,
for sure.
It ain't personal per se.
And I think my favorite one when you like had like, I mean, it wasn't like bad, but the one you did with Jeff Manning, because I feel like that was very like.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeff.
Yeah.
That would definitely.
Yeah, you had to like
task.
really get into it to like for him to start being more comfortable.
And that's a good example, definitely, because you could tell he meant well.
No,
and he was
sure.
genuine, and I respected him because he's doing like he's actually very talented. He's working, doing shit, whatever. But he's just not a talker per se, and that's cool. So at
it's
times,
in my art.
Huh?
It's in my art.
Hey.
I speak for myself.
Facts. And it was just funny to me though, because he would just abruptly stop though. He would just be like, "Yeah, so."
He would just stop his thought.
Afro, traverse your wrist, and then. Alright, so so my segue was kind of rough that day because I wasn't timing shit right.
Yeah.
But so shout out to him though. Got that episode.
That was a good one. Also, one of my favorites.
I mean, I just think you like it.
I mean, I just like people that like do things.
Shout out to Saladin. He's the one that told me, but I never heard this man a day in my life. I had certain artists on here, whatever, and he was throwing shit. Like, these niggas ain't doing shit. These niggas, they trying to sound important. Niggas ain't even talented. You need a good Jeff Man. I'm like, who the fuck is Jeff Man? So yeah, definitely didn't know who he was until Sal told me.
Are there any other like? This is like probably like the last of them. I have like random questions. Or whatever. But are there any other like podcasts in Philly?
In Philly?
I mean, because I think people know the other like podcasts that inspire you, but they're like, is there any other podcasts in Philly that you might listen to? Maybe not that you're inspired by, but you just.
Honestly, I don't listen to no other podcasts in Philly.
Is that just by choice?
No, it's not by choice. I haven't come across any that piqued my interest or kept it. So there were some I've listened to, some I've heard about that I was like, that's just not for me, or I'm not, or it hasn't like made me care enough to go check it out. And some I've tried, and I'd be like, it's just ass, or it's like, oh, this is cool, but it ain't worth my time per se, or whatever. Yeah, so I definitely think, at least as of right now.
I'm about to die, coach.
Oh, shut my trash. Yeah, so I definitely just think as of right now, I just have the best podcast. In general, I just feel I have one of the best podcasts out. That's in my lane of just like social commentary, music, movies, or whatever. But especially in Philly, nobody fuck with me at all. Like, especially just because of me. Like, niggas aren't as, they don't know what I know. They don't say it how I say it. And also niggas.
Like, it's 2 years, you should just get more cockier.
What? And niggas just like, niggas ain't me. They just really not. And like, also niggas they don't know how to present shit. That's another thing that annoys me about a lot of people. Like, I feel I put a lot of time and energy to at least make sure I'm presenting shit right and doing things properly. Like, as in, for example, being consistent. Like, just something as simple as that. Like, I try to make sure I drop on time every day. Zach knows the times when he don't send me shit right away. I'm like, yo, what? No, I have to drop. Like, I can't miss the morning. Nigga have to wake up and see it right there. Like, no, it's gonna freak me out and shit. And I take it very seriously because I am passionate about it and I wanted to see this grow. So obsessive, whatever. So I take it seriously. I feel everybody don't take it seriously. I feel you don't take it seriously, don't do it. Like, yeah, like niggas ain't rich off it yet. But how you expect to get rich if you ain't taking it seriously like you trying to get rich off it? And or if you're just not built for it, don't do it. Like I said, I've seen many people start shit and it's like, yo, you first of all, you're not meant to be talking, or you don't care about talking. So don't do it. Do something else. Do something what you actually.
I mean, but I don't knock them for trying though, or like to like try to see if it works, to see if they're like if they can do it.
I mean, you can. I mean, yeah, I guess no, you should try.
Yeah, like.
But I guess, but.
Like, I wouldn't try a podcast.
I feel everybody at this point, people know themselves. You know what you can do, what you meant to do, and what you should be doing. And podcasting is for everybody. And you don't gotta like my shit, but you never gonna say it's not well done, or it's not worthy, or it's not, not hard work isn't put into it. I feel a lot of times I look at shit like niggas don't put hard work into it. It's like,
yeah,
so how, like what, like. Why are niggas just boring? Why are people just fucking boring? One thing is, I'm not boring. That's nothing you can never say about me.
Yes. All right, kid.
I'm just saying. You asked, nigga.
Saying a lot.
I'm just
a lot of shit.
Oh, I mean, I'll answer your questions, coach.
I think that well, I had two thoughts. One, that a lot of people are like, I think like two people I know started a podcast recently, which I think also makes your podcast interesting, also like hard, because like some of them just be focused on like. I think the one of them is just focused on like relationships or like marriage or something.
Right.
And I think what makes your podcast interesting and also hard for me to like tell the people about it, which I always tell you.
There's a lot of shit going on.
Because it's a lot of shit. So I like people's like, oh, like
right.
what podcast you listen to, and like a lot of people are easily offended. So it's
facts.
I'm like, you listen to this episode, and then just stop right there until I tell you another one to listen to.
I definitely think about that often, and it's funny. A long time ago when I used to really like said, Wale's my favorite rapper forever. That's not going to change, no matter how much he's changed. But back in
we all changing, bro.
Not for the better though. But back in my prime Wale days of defending him to the death, one of my biggest like bragging points, which I don't understand everybody didn't grasp. I'm like, yo, he's the most versatile rapper. How can you not fuck with him? He does everything. He does Afro beats and go, girl songs, strip songs, sneaker shit, bars, sports, bum ass wrestling shit, poetry. What more do you want? He does everything. But then as time went on, I realized that isn't always a strength, because it's like people don't know what to get from you. And it's like if I like you for this one thing, first of all, and then everybody don't like everything as well. So it's like, if these people like this one thing from you, and then you do all this other wild shit for you to get back to doing that, it's like, nigga, what? Like,
yeah, but it's also,
and you gotta think about the consumer.
Yeah, but like it's not. But Wale also put it in it though. It's not like he went from like the criticism of Wale was that like his albums sound completely different. But like he was putting wrestling bars in there. Like he was always putting it in there. He just, I think his most recent album when like the sound.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the sound. But I just meant like just. Like on more of like 11 Theory, a lot of people still like that mixtape. They didn't think it was much of a change, but on that same mixtape you had Barry Sanders, That Way, Globetrotter, fucking Ocean Drive, that reggae shit. Then you got Fuck You. Like that's a lot of range. Podium, that's a lot of range. So I'm saying that what I witnessed at least is that a lot of people just couldn't appreciate the range because there's too much shit going on. When you listen to Kendrick, for the most part, you know what you get from Kendrick. Damn, don't sound like Big Commit City, but I feel like people still like, I know what I'm getting. Maybe, and it could just be just a content thing. Like I know I'm getting. I feel like some people when they listen to Wale, it's like you're like, what? Like what is this? Cole. I know I'm getting from a Cole thing. I feel most people you have that with. Anyway, back to me or whatever. I just feel that I think. Can that hurt me or has it hurt me? Will it hurt me? Because people don't know what they get from it. I like to look at it as like strong suit, as of my versatility, and just keeping things fresh. Because like everything isn't always the same, repetitive, or whatever. And if you invested in me, you just know that I don't like talking about the same shit, and I can talk about most things. So it's like and I feel that it's an audience for everything. And then even back to Wale though, I feel that if he wasn't such a fucking dickhead, he wasn't just a dickhead and always bitching, he probably could have made versatility work for him. But he just be bitching and shit. So like. It's all about how you carry yourself as well, too.
Is there anything that you regret that you said on this podcast?
Anything that I regret? Nah. I don't really...
I thought you were grown. I thought they were
like,
grown.
regret? Like, no, I don't regret
You just
nothing.
learned, ain't that the quote? I don't regret. I just learned from my experience.
I will say the Afro-Latin thing was a very interesting moment in time. Like, you know, a lot of people might say the quadruple shit. Like, I didn't really learn much from that. I feel that
That's
you
the
learn.
one with
Freak John and the whole suicide shit, whatever. Not saying I didn't learn it, but I didn't feel like it didn't change me per se. Cause I was just like, clearly you got differing thoughts on suicide, whatever, and mental health.
But I think you did. I do think you learned something from that, though.
You're right. Okay, because I more so learned from the later episodes that followed.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of kept tracing back to like more so Jizza Raw and me and him. You know, light relationship we've had since then, whatever. But his episode's called Petty God, and following him.
I always say the episodes.
I'm just saying, you never know.
Okay.
Like, oh, I'll check that out. You know, that sounds cool.
Gotcha.
But it's like, you know, marketing. But like, you know,
I'm not in the industry. I don't know.
but just really talking to him and, you know, following his story is like, you know, mental health and when shit literally is wrong with your brain is like, you know, something that, you know, just everybody can't grasp and everybody isn't meant to grasp, especially if you haven't been through it. So that's something I just was able to just take pause at.
I mean, I've been talking about this for a while, though. I mean, I've been talking about mental health for a long time.
Anyway. So, but the Afro-Latina thing, I can say with that, I was literally wrong. I still say it's a complex conversation, though.
For sure.
Like, I feel like both sides are trying to simplify it to like the nth degree. And I feel like I said, what I learned was that, yeah, like, black means more. I was saying, no, black is this. And when I found out was that, no, like, in other cultures and countries and shit, they say black there, and it means something else. So that was a learning experience. As far as, like, everything else is with that conversation, I still have some of my same thoughts and feelings and stances, whatever. But, like, all I know is I'm African-American male, and my black culture
it's funny because, like,
you know, a little different than other people.
Because I know you hate saying African-American, but now, like,
Yeah.
I guess we understand why that.
Yeah, I definitely have more emphasis on that phrase
Yeah.
these days because like we gotta make this shit clear that
Well, you can say Black American. That's
Black American, but nah, you gotta say the whole thing now.
African American.
So there's no African American black African American. There we go. So no confusion. Y'all niggas eat sweet potato pie. A lot of people they hate it when I said that. It's like you ain't no sweet potato pie. You know?
that's loud.
They did. It's like shout out to them.
So that's like the only thing that you say, not regret, but like you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't regret shit. I think a lot of shit through, contrary to popular belief. I think almost everything through before I say it, and I think about it weeks before I said it. Like, you know, these episodes they aren't totally freestyle.
I mean, the quadruple one though, that one though was like very.
Yeah, you was mad at that one.
I was definitely mad, but
Yeah.
also it was just very intense. It was like a lot of talking. I don't think you thought all that through.
Well, yes.
Because it just kind of just went there.
Yeah, of course. You can't,
Yeah.
you know, conversation, so yeah, of course. But just how I am in life, I think things through with it. I don't just blurt things. Like, you know, me and you both know people who was like, they'll say some shit, then 5 minutes later say, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't mean it that way. Like, no, I'm pretty thoughtful, whatever. But, yeah, that conversation was very funny. The other day I was retweeting some of the old moments from that episode. And as far as, like, you know, the certain things you was mad about, I don't regret those either. Because, you know, it's all for a purpose. And, you know, it all worked out for me. For the betterment.
I mean, it was just very industry. Things you were doing.
I mean, you already know, as you've been calling me a few times, I'm obsessive. So it's like, you know, I don't really take, you know, I react obsessively at times. like it's not even like I go there. Like, you know, like, it is what it is.
Since we're talking about just, I guess the word obsessive,
Mm-hmm.
is there anything that you're obsessed with, like, in general?
I'm obsessed, as you also know, I'm obsessed with my version of success. And I think about it every day, most of the day. And like you say, you know, it's been 2 years and shit ain't happened yet. Nobody knows that more than me. So niggas ain't getting no younger. And my parents and my people I care about ain't getting no younger. And bills ain't getting no cheaper. So I'm obsessed with that clock. And those things happen.
Me too. And I think, lately I've been thinking a lot about like I think just growing up, I was like always, luckily, like I had like parents who like told me, oh yeah, you're going to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
But now like real life failure is like plaguing my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it's like definitely, it's like there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been thinking a lot about like that concept of like, you know, everybody said if you work really hard, you're gonna make it. But I know a lot of niggas who work hard.
Work hard
A lot of
as fuck.
niggas wanted to go to NBA. They got their ACL injury and like
Oh, I mean,
they didn't make it.
Me.
Huh?
Me.
Oh.
I mean, my ACL went. So I'm just saying it happened to me.
I mean, that was after.
Oh.
But no, but just like failure is like a real thing, and I think, I mean, I know we talk about that a lot too. Just like how scary that is, and like how like, you know, realistic it is.
Yeah, like I said on here a few times, like, you know, like my biggest fear is just mediocrity. Like I really wholeheartedly believe I'm not meant to be on this planet for a long time in mediocrity. So it's like if I'm not being great or being wealthy in all regards, not just money, but just wealthy and able to relieve stress and worry from all my loved ones, then what the fuck am I here for then? So it's like that shit needs to be happening.
In your version of success, what's like one? Not you don't have to like lay out the whole plan, but it's like one thing.
All my bills and my girl and my mom. My dad is cool. So, and my grandma. My grandma, my mom, me and my girl, all our bills are on auto pay and pay in advance. If that happened, pretty good.
You can like.
And that won't take much. And all the debt clean too. So that's like 1.5. All no debt and all bills are paid by me and taken care of, no issues. And I ain't saying they gotta be paid, but it's like I can if I wanted to or I need to. Like there's no worry.
Just
Money is nothing.
comfortable, yeah.
Yeah, it was really what the fuck is a bill? Like what is that? And there's no need to even worry about that. Like sometimes I get mad even thinking about like these issues or these concerns we worry. And of course niggas not no fucking eating peanut jelly sandwiches or whatever. Because like there's people out here who really struggle.
Yeah.
Struggle is subjective. But I would never try to say I'm out here just going days or eating or shit like that, whatever, but still sometimes I think about like, niggas really worried about thousands of dollars. Like it's not even like that thousands of dollars really like fucking with your stress or like your mental space. That's really nothing in the grand scheme of life, like $1,000. Like no, most people I know don't need millions to be good. It's just some thousands. So it's like
yeah.
Don't fall with the segue.
No, I'm just thinking. I just want a moment.
Okay, or let it
No,
breathe.
because that was deep. That was just like, I don't know, like, because I don't know what my version of success is. So.
And a lot of times you be getting on me. I'm too money consumed.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Since you've known me, I've always been like that. So it's like yeah. I just know like most of my work. But it's also me. I've always been aware of myself, and I just know that I don't really have too many issues, especially currently, outside of money. So like, I know some people, they need to fix certain relationships and fix certain insecurities or accomplish certain things or do whatever before they even get money, because money's gonna make it worse. But I know that I don't really have those type of problems currently, at least, outside of money.
Yeah, but I don't know if money's gonna make things better for me though.
Right, for you.
Yeah. But I don't know if I need to like fix relationships.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I need to fix things before I get money.
Gotcha.
I just don't know if it's gonna like make things better.
Okay.
Which is interesting. Another, I guess, like another random thought is, what does friendship mean to you? I feel a lot of people don't like know what friendship is. Like they don't understand friendship.
That's another thing you be getting on me about, because you claim I'm so industry now.
We got a lot of friends nowadays.
I don't have a lot of friends. I have a lot of associates. But no, friendship means a whole lot to me. Another thing people got triggered by when I said I don't love my cousins is that, me and my family went through a lot, like in the last 15, 20 years, whatever. So I just don't fuck with them. And it's like, it's pretty simple. Like to me, like even when I was younger, I never believed in this sacred bloodline shit, whatever. Like a bond is a bond, love is love, trust is trust, and that can be with anybody. So if all those things go away, like the bond is broken, it's fuck you. And if it's for a certain reason, it's fuck you. And it's like, I'm not saying I hate them or anything that happened to them, or if something did happen to them, I'm like, it wouldn't trigger some memories or flashbacks. As far as like today in my life, I don't have anything to do with them. I don't care about them really. And once this wealth of success comes to me, I'm anticipating them and a lot of other people coming back around like, yo, what's up, cute ass? Nigga, fuck you. I don't fuck with you. Like,
So what
you're
does
not my
friendship
family.
mean to you?
So back to friendship. So I
You
say all
long rant.
no, I say that to say that friendship means a lot to me because people I consider my friends I love like family. So friendship is family to me. Like people I call my friends, I plan to do anything and everything for. Like when I talk about my vision of success, it also includes my friends of being good. Like it's certain things some of my friends go through.
I mean, you definitely didn't say me. You said your mom. You said mama.
Well, you said one thing.
Oh, I mean, you said a lot of things.
I didn't say my dad.
I mean, you said your dad was good.
My mom barely got in there. Like, but so it's like, you know, like certain things my friends go through now, and it's like it bothers me because I know that again, and I know, you know, people are their own individuals. I know they have other issues as well, but I know certain things I could fix if I had money right now, and that's just me and my personality trait. Where it's like, you know, one thing I would hate if somebody ever call me selfish. I'm a pretty giving person, so I know if I had it and somebody need an issue fixed, let's go. You got it. If you're my friend, so as far as like, you know, the industry shit that you be talking about, you know. If I'm also a person, if we click, but I don't mean you're my friend per se. Like, you know, my friend I call my sisters and my brothers, like it's a little different, whatever. But you know, we click. I definitely believe in that. You know, like even, you know, back when Angelo back in college, like of course we different, but it's like we click with him fast, whatever.
Yeah,
or like pickles and shit. Like where we click fast.
I never clicked.
I'm talking about me, like, so like we click fast. So
You
we
always suspect.
so I can click if like so. I click with people, whatever, and I take things serious. I'm a literal person. I'm a genuine person. So it's like if the energy isn't reciprocated, I have no tolerance. That's another thing. I don't have tolerance to be second guessing things.
For
So
sure.
whether you're a friend or associate, accomplice or whatever, if I have to second guess anything, I don't want you around me in my life.
But I feel
That's
like
not healthy for my mental space.
I realize that a lot of people don't like know what friendship is, or like don't
Facts.
really even have like friends.
Especially in this social network world.
Yeah, like a lot of people like they just got like a general like I guess group of people they hang out with, but they don't have like a
I think I'm very fortunate. Like I've always kind of felt that, but now we talking about it, I realize even more so. I'm very fortunate to have the friends that I have because, and who knows, it could just be me having judging character or whatever. But I don't know. I think probably a mixture of both, because anything can happen. But well, one, I'm definitely fortunate because nothing's happened to my friends, and you
For
know,
sure, yeah.
like shit happens every day. So I'm fortunate in that regard. But also just the people I'm around, I feel they, you know, they bring me joy. We have common interests, so I feel they can inspire me and motivate me in different ways, whatever. And we've never had no crazy fallouts, whatever. Like nothing crazy or tragic has ever happened between us, whatever. And most of my friends I've known since high school and shit like that, whatever. That's another thing. So I remember like I was going through a lot like early on in college. Where I couldn't, because friendship means a lot to me. I couldn't deal with the fact that we was at separate schools and going through new experiences and meeting new people and shit. And because as you would know, I'm naturally more organized than people. And I like to connect. And like, yo, so we trying to do this. I couldn't deal with people not having the same energy back. People just having new friends and new experiences that didn't involve me like we was in high school. And that should really fuck with my head. So anyway, I meant to say that. Through that, you know, a lot of people say, yeah, high school friends, that's nothing. Your real friends is in college and beyond, shit like that. So I'm fortunate that through all that, we all kind of got even closer after the fact, I feel. Like, especially like you, Sal, Dre, Ant, Gerb. I feel like I just got closer with a lot of y'all.
Hey, you really
through
know
that,
college
whatever.
friends.
Yeah, we already know my college friends. A few associates, several associates, but yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pittsburgh.
Can we talk about Mama?
Sure.
I mean, shout out to Mama also for like
The message, yeah.
for putting me on this podcast.
Oh.
She got me here. I mean, she said the word and then it happened.
And she don't know about it. I'm gonna surprise her with it. She don't know that, you know, we're doing an episode.
Oh, she don't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so she definitely put the idea in her head. But she another person who be hating on shit. Why you out there? You should have Sal interview you. Yeah. Nigga don't like talking.
I don't. So, you know, so be grateful.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I've seen like the people you've been with. You know, I will say Mama's like the best person
Okay.
that you've been with so far.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, what does what does that mean to you? Like that partnership, that relationship?
It means a lot because again, at this point in my life, like I really don't like. You want to like second guessing friends is one thing. Second guessing relationship is a whole other stress outlet or point of stress. So like I wouldn't be able to deal with that like I once did when I was younger and shit like that. I think as most people do when you're younger, immature, and more insecure and shit. So now that's why I look at her. I look at her as I don't say life partner. That's so fucking generic, but partner in life. Like, you know, like we're building each other as a union, separately in our own individual journeys and paths, whatever, and pursuits. And we lean on each other at times. You know, she has strengths and weaknesses, as do I. So I feel we balance each other out because a lot of our strengths match up with the weaknesses. And I trust her wholeheartedly, complete with everything. And in any regard. And I feel my responsibility, I'm constantly on myself thinking that I don't want to break her trust. Because, you know, it's easy for niggas to do it. And also, I just don't like stress. So, like, I feel like when I was younger, I used to do a lot of shit that was just dumb. And just brought stress in my life for no fucking reason. So I try to really just, like, you know, just live accordingly.
I feel like in just watching the two of you, like, I do, like, sense, like, that true, like, sense of partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Even just, like, even think about my parents, like, them still being together and, like not arguing about money or, like, trusting each other with, like really just worried about, like, the love and, like,
mm-hmm.
not about, like, you know, other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's gonna pay for this meal?
Right. And, you know, it's funny, like, it was like a week or two ago, whatever, I was having a conversation with somebody, and it was probably stemming from Twitter shit, social media argument, battle, second shit. And somehow or another, I was referencing. I remember when we first started out talking and shit. I never get the first time she's like, "Hey, let me fill up your tank," and I was like, just shocked and appalled.
What?
Fill up your tank.
Oh right.
And I was just like, "What? Like what? Like
I gotta wife you.
Like what?" And that was just one of the, you know. And of course, she don't do that shit all the time. She ain't do that shit in a minute, actually. No, but still, I just love her.
It's like selflessness.
Yeah, her selflessness, and she is a giving person, and I've always felt I've recognized that in the beginning. I feel it was always my duty to protect that. You know, I'm not like as a man, like I'm not just trying to out suck a girl dry and all this shit, be some user. And also because I'm just the only child, so some people may say I'm just selfish or whatever.
Right.
But I also don't need much. I'm a low maintenance person.
Yeah.
So like, I always try to protect her and be like, or even with her dealing with other people, like, yo, like, no, chill the fuck out. Like, you don't need to do that. Calm the fuck down. Don't. What they say, you can't pour from an empty pot, whatever. So I always feel that was my duty. One of my duties for her to, like, you know, keep her shit in check, make sure she ain't doing too much for others and herself. And that was one of the things that really attracted me to her, that how giving and just good-hearted of a person she is.
Yeah, because she bagged you. She
bagged me, rare.
Came up to you and was like, I want that.
Yeah,
that's
facts.
mine.
And she took that.
I'm going to take that.
Yeah. Goat. Iconic shit.
What would you...
What? I thought you about to close the computer. I was like, oh, niggas tapping out.
I think I'm doing pretty good so far.
Keep going.
Got a lot of interesting questions.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything you want to talk about?
No, you good. Go.
Oh, okay. What I was thinking about also just like how you grew up,
Mm-hmm.
and like, I mean, I feel like people know about your mom, people know a little about your dad, but I also feel like the person you don't mention enough is your stepdad, and like how he played a very important part in your life. Do you like care to talk about like just like maybe like some lessons he might have passed on to you?
No, fuck that.
He's not even, I mean, I guess your ex-step-pop.
No, my stepdad was definitely a big part and influence in my life for good and bad. Like, you know, I hated that nigga for a good amount of my life. And it wasn't because I was an only child and a mama's boy or whatever.
I mean, that was part of it, but...
It really wasn't. That nigga's just an asshole. And he claims he owns it. Like, he's just an asshole. And, like, it is what it is, whatever. But, so, you know, as I got older, as time went on, I felt like we just got used to each other and shit. So, like, we know how to... Especially now I'm older, grown-ass man. We just, you know, we good now, whatever. But more than anything, what I learned from him was that... just how important it is just to hold shit down. Like, and it's like... And, like, to take the pride and just, like... Really? Okay. For the main thing I learned from him was what not to do. Cause I'm just not him. And I never wanted to aspire to be like him per se. Meaning, like, I never cared to be the manly man. To be working on the house and working on the car and doing the shit, whatever. And, you know... So, I feel like it indirectly gave me more confidence to be like, no, like, be yourself. Don't try to... I think maybe if he was my dad, I probably would have tried to do that. He'd be like, no, he did. I'm gonna do that shit too, whatever. Like, no. But it was like...
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Cause I mean, my dad,
Of course, right.
That guy at all.
But it's like, it just made me rebel even more. Like, no, nigga, I don't want to do that shit. I don't like doing that shit. Like, fuck you. Like, no, that shit dumb to me. You killing your body. Like, I don't like it. Don't make sense to me or whatever. But I don't know. I get this. To sum up in words, like, well, more than anything, to be loyal. Like, you know, like, Lena crazy. She never had to stab him or shoot him, nothing like that, whatever. And she always said that will be the result if he ever did some grimy shit or cheated on her. So, to be a man of your word, you know, I'm sure that had some type of influence on me that I'm probably not even aware of. That to see a stable home and to see, like, you know, of course, everybody fight, have arguments, but that was never one of the things. That was not one of their things. It was never like, who's the bitch? Da, da, da. And he always made it. They always been on the same court about that as well. Just being honest. Like, no, if you have somebody, if you like, don't lie. Like, that's some weirdo bitch shit for real. Like, why are you lying? Be a grown ass man. Be a man of your word for the most part. You know, he be frauding about doing things. Like, all right, I'll fix it tomorrow. You know, whatever. But
he fixed it.
Eventually, I guess. 2 years
there.
later. But yeah, so that was, I guess I could say that's probably the biggest influence, being loyal, and for the most part, man, your word. But a lot of things he did, it showed me just what not to do. And I don't know, that's just crazy, like smoking crack and like that, whatever. But just like, you know, being on top of your finances and being more responsible and just being more aware of things. You know, he needed my mom a lot of times to be that organized person. So to never be the type of dude that needs a woman to function and shit like that properly. You always, you know, appreciate anything, whatever. But I was like, nah, I'm never gonna be the type of nigga that just like, if the girl leave or something happens, I'm just like lost.
I mean, you would be starving though.
No, I wouldn't.
And you can't cook.
Solids.
Every day.
You already know I eat the same shit every day.
I mean,
Chewy
I don't
bars.
know if you can cook salad.
No, I was gonna buy it.
Oh, no.
$7 from the store down the street. But
You're not gonna get some lettuce and croutons?
No.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I was like, no, but I know where my bills. I take pride in like paying on my shit like myself, like every time. Like ain't nobody taking care of my paperwork and all that shit.
Cool. I know before, like, the question you used to ask was like, you actually guess like, what's this chapter? Like, what would you name this chapter in your life? I won't go through like your entire life, right?
Oh,
not your entire life,
heavy.
but like,
okay.
If we start from like, you know, your shit days, like what would you?
Shits and goodies.
What would like that chapter be?
Shame, facts, definitely. I used to, you know, leniency really broad day, middle of fucking market. Just bend me over and pull my drawers.
For those who don't know, you had like a shit problem.
Yes, on the Shits and Giggles episode, I you know, for the first time, talked about how I used to shit on myself for a long time. You know, probably up until like 7 or 8 or something like that, whatever. I don't think I hit 10. Yeah, I didn't hit 10. I had braids at 10. Yeah, I was shitting myself with braids. That was out of pocket. So maybe like 6 or 8. And yeah, it was like, Lena couldn't do. She's like, because I was a kid, I've always been smart, always been fast with shit, figuring shit out, whatever, going to school, new languages and shit.
But it was an actual like thing too.
Yeah, I did have an intestinal issue, whatever. I had to, you know, do some shit inside. But you know, all the time. But at the same time, and really, what it was to really hurt shitting. So in my mind, I'm just not gonna shit.
It like hurt it when you shit.
Yeah, like like just to take a shit, it will really just hurt and be painful and shit like that.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm just not gonna shit then, and then it'll just come out eventually, whatever.
And that's why you have like a kind of like shit phobic now. Like you don't like.
Yeah. Hey.
The doors open or.
Shame.
How about your braid phase? What would that chapter be?
Braid phase, that would be. I was shit on myself still.
Okay.
Yeah, because the
Shame
reason
part
I got
two.
my braids cut off was because I shit on myself. And I got caught or some shit like that. Whatever. She's like, go to the fucking barbershop right now and cut that shit off. I'm like, what the fuck that got to do with anything? Like, so, yeah, wow, that's a shame.
So after the shit phase.
After the shit phase. So after that, I would say I would.
Were you in Lotus?
Yeah, I was in Lotus all the time.
Oh,
still,
yeah.
So after shit phase, I'm like 11 now, 12. That, you know, I guess you can call that.
I guess from like 11 to 14.
Yeah, 11 to 14. And my uncle, he had just went to jail, so he was gone.
Free Giovanni, is that what people say?
That's not what I said, because that shit ain't gonna change nothing. But so we was dealing with that. My family was just like going through that change and like how things weren't the same anymore. So.
Which is a very intense like experience.
Yeah, definitely going to court and all that shit and seeing the sentencing and, you know, like I said, seeing how
We don't want to say too much because, you know, We got stories about this.
We definitely got stories, but you know, long story short, nigga doing life.
Yeah,
At the end of the
sure.
day, and see how my cousins were affected by it, and see how my grandma was affected, how my mom was really affected by it. So I don't know. I guess you could call that like maturing, because also at that same time I stopped fighting a lot, like cause I was like I'm not trying to get kicked out of school. And again, I wasn't fighting because of that. Whatever. It was just like I was just like a crazy ass kid for some reason. So I feel at the same time I stopped shitting, my uncle went to jail, and I stopped fighting, and I feel like, I start liking girls more and shit like that. So I just call that like maturing.
Maturity?
Yeah, maturity. Yeah.
What about high school Q?
High
school Q, the nigga that used to take out his phone to record fights.
I was that guy.
Yeah.
I invented World Star culture. I was that guy. I had mad fights. I don't know how I was always there. My old Sprint Instinct phone with the red case. I had every fight. Damn, I wish I still had them Jones.
It's okay.
But so high school Q, I was definitely. People think I'm reckless now. I was even more reckless back then.
For sure.
And I don't know. I guess you could. I was immature. I regressed a little bit. I think I was feeling myself. I was growing into my personality more, and girls, and playing sports and testosterone. So I think I regressed in my just social skills. I was like everything was. I remember. Me and you had a situation where I used to call you Muslim all the time.
Yeah.
And I was always constantly just fucking around, like just doing a lot. So yeah, immaturity.
Immaturity. Do you think you matured a little in high school, or do you think it's still?
Yeah, I'll have to say I definitely had to mature.
Yeah.
Maybe like senior year.
I guess we can't call it the entire high school.
Yeah, so like freshman year, sophomore year,
Yeah.
and then junior year, senior year, what's it called? Lab, some shit like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we need
Another term for it?
I mean, that title, like that chapter is trash.
The maturity chapter? Oh, the lab one.
Yeah.
I would call that the beginning, because that's when I first started writing, low key, or indirectly.
No, yeah, no, for sure. I remember you always telling me about.
I'm gonna write a show about this our high school life, and that shit gonna be fire.
Briefly, the first screenplay that I ever read.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I read short screenplay, but the first feature-length screenplay that I ever read was your screenplay that you wrote. And also, side note, I feel like, to give you some credit, the reason why I got into film school and becoming a director was because of you, because you used to always tell me your ideas. We used to go to movies every fucking week.
Yeah.
And that's when I used to fucking fall asleep in movies.
Yeah.
But we used to go every week, always at a movie, and we used to talk about in-depthly all the time, talking about every single detail.
Yeah, because you come from the theater world more so.
Yeah, and I feel like because of you, even before I even knew what shots and lighting meant, we was talking about that before anything.
Yeah, shout out to Lena. She always had me in movies since I was 6 months old and shit like that. And she just loves movies. Yeah, so I never forget. Same notes I have on my phone to this day. I always be like, write this memory down, write this down. I had this class this semester, and this happened. I met these people this year. I stopped talking to them that year. I was talking to them this year, and I was just kind of crafting a storyline, and I have the intro, how I want to have it, character changing, character names, and I literally wrote that every event that ever happened from 9th grade to 12th grade. Now, one day it's gonna be a TV show. I got the name still. I know exactly what I'm gonna call it. And so I'll call it the beginning of just creativity, beginning of creativity, or creative spark. There we go, boom, creative spark.
What about college then?
College, I would call that redirect, because I went there thinking so my plan is get into the broadcast world, become a producer, network, as they say, quote unquote. Then boom, make the high school show, make the movie with my uncle, and then boom, on Spike Lee bitches. And then as I got there,
that shit lasts half a semester.
Yeah, and when I got there, I was just nah, this is not for me. It took me. I knew it then took me a while to admit it and face it and be like, that path is for me. I want to enjoy it per se. I might even make it to where I want to go, but I want to enjoy it. So I gotta redirect it, and that's when I started the blog site. Then I got shut down. Then the website, and I started really diving into just again, not the local Philly scene, just all the media outlets. And I really start understanding the culture and who's doing what, and who's expected here, this and that, whatever. And just really start seeing I can get into this world. I can do something here, or whatever. So yeah, just redirecting my energy.
That was definitely a laptop cue. house, always on a laptop. I
There
used to
you
be
go.
annoyed coming to room at the long day, just still there, still laying down.
Hours.
Fucking house is on.
Shout out to House. House at NCIS. Facts. And also the Parkers.
And my wife and kids.
And Life and Kids.
Yeah.
Shout out to Parkers. I remember you hated it.
Yeah, but I did grow to like the Parkers more.
Mm-hmm.
So you're calling that redirect?
Yeah.
So far we have
We have Shame,
shame,
Mature,
mature,
Immature, Creative Spark, and then Redirect.
And so after college, would you say this is all one chapter now, or would you?
Yeah, so I would say even if you had to cut college in half, from like half of junior year to senior year, or you just call read, yeah, whole thing. Yeah, so since I got out of college, so, 'cause, you know, we've been out now, fucking 4 years.
Yeah.
So I would say the first 2 years, it was like just figuring it out and dealing with that, you know, after the post graduation fatigue or fog, and dealing with what I'm gonna do. Niggas working, I'm not using a degree. Did I just waste time? What's going on with women? I'm still home. I'm fucking still home and shit like that. Fucking So yeah, so just like call that like a fog or some shit like that. But then, so the last 2 years though, I would say you can call that like the respark or something. I feel I call it a respark of just like, you know, purpose, vision, and direction, and so yeah, fog and respark.
So right now you're still.
I think I'm still in the respark, and I don't think that's going to change until like I get the money.
I mean, I'm sure it'll probably change.
Yeah, you never
continue
know.
to grow.
Yeah, of course.
I hope it changes.
I'm stuck in this long ass chapter.
Alright, and would you say that's like what's driving you right now? Just like, I guess, trying to like break the code.
Yeah. So you mean in general, like the podcast?
I mean in general, because I feel like the podcast just. I think this is just like a stepping stone to like
Facts.
other things.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely, like, you know, I'm just looking to see what is it going to be. Is it going to be, you know, the podcast taking off, being some big media platform? Is it going to be I end up meeting someone that can end up making me restart some other shit that I'm capable of doing or have interest of doing? Is it going to be something, some music connects that I have, whatever, or that I have an interest in, or avenues available to, supposedly, whatever? Or is it going to be, you know, I end up just getting like some crazy big job or something that just like give me some bread to where I can fund all this shit myself and then like really pass oil on it because I just got a big ass bag behind me that's all mine. You know, yeah, so just figuring the scene. Like I said, I feel like past 2 years I've been playing siege, waiting for shit to like, you know, flourish.
Okay.
Just the patience of it.
The patience of.
The patience of waiting.
Yeah, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough just to be like in that in between phase.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when, it's also when you're just like watching other people succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else?
Oh, you got more?
I mean, I'm pretty. I got some more, but I kind of want to wait a little. If you have anything else.
Okay. Anybody after us, Spot?
No.
Okay. Hmm. Keep going.
I was when you were talking about the chapter. I think it was when you were in college. I know, like a death was very like happened
Right.
during that time.
Mm.
And one of my questions was like, what like I think her name was
Shakur, yeah.
yeah, like what that meant to you.
Actually, it's funny. Like, it's funny to me because I still think about it. And it really did mean a whole lot to me.
Yeah, I remember you were like really broken by it.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, well, I think now it's like, you know, I didn't even know her like that at the time. It's funny, you know, it's all about perspective. 'Cause, you know,
sure.
I think about people that I'm cool with now who knew her. Like, they were friends, like how me and you were friends and shit like that. But, like, because they went to high school together. But, you know, then in my own right, per se, I knew her literally my whole life, though. Like, we knew each other from kindergarten to 8th grade every single day. And then once we went to different high schools, you know, it was just like through Facebook type connection, shit like that, whatever. But it was like, I knew her my whole life. And then just to see a girl get shot or some senseless straight bullet shit.
Yeah, right.
It
yeah.
just really, and I just think about now how like I'm growing and I'm going through different things, experiencing things, and the fact that she isn't, it still fucks with me. And then I think about again back to me being very fortunate, having nothing happen to my friends. It makes me think how that would affect me or someone that I'm really close with currently, like not some like childhood hurt. So yeah, it definitely affected me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just weird how it happened. It was just like so, so random.
Yeah, then it also was a different like friend, and we was like like childhood sweethearts and puppy love shit, like super intense. So it was,
I didn't know that.
yeah, so it was just like it was a lot of like feeling shit like that.
Emotion and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of your Savage Q days,
Oh.
what was the guy who had that like vendetta in high school?
Najee.
Yeah,
Najee Jones.
the one that wanted to
Take my head
take
off.
your life.
Yeah, so back in the Savage Q days, allegedly, I've always had the same personality. I've always expressed my mind, said I wanted to say whatever for the most part, and I like to joke. So back in middle school and shit like that, I would joke on this nigga, like I did with everybody. And he took it very personally. Actually, at the same time, it was when my uncle was going through the whole trial shit. So he tried to get me kicked out. And after he tried to get me kicked out, we had to have a whole parent-teacher conference, and my mom couldn't go, and she really was upset about it because it was like the same day of like the trial, or like some big thing of the trial day. And she was like, you got me come over to school, I'm going through this shit, whatever. And that actually really like hurt me because I was like, hey, what the fuck? Like, but I was just mad. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is this even a thing?
Right.
So yeah, I remember my stepdad had to go up there instead of her for first. Probably the only thing I ever been to a school of mine. And he was like expecting to be on my ass, but I'm putting his wife through shit, whatever. And then he was into me and just like, y'all niggas soft. Like, we up here for what? Like, and yeah, so it ended up being like another incident later on, whatever. We ended up leaving school eventually, whatever. Years later, now we in high school, because this is like 5th grade, 6th grade. I meet, my brother Dre. I meet him in high school, and he's from West Oak Lane, and he's telling me like, yeah, we just talking and shit, whatever. And I don't know how my name came up back around his way, but apparently he knows Najee, whatever. And Najee's like, Q-Day? I know Q-Day. I used to fuck that nigga up back in middle school. Like, that nigga pussy, he a bitch. I did this to him, boom, 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 boom. So Dre come back to me, and he like, yo, what? I'm like, huh? Like, and because it was so comical. It wasn't even on some like shit like, nigga, where they at right now? I'm gonna fuck up my. It was like, really? Like, that's what niggas do? Like, and now we're in the social media age, we're very aware now that people really do just create personas, new lives and shit like that.
Yeah.
But that was my first experience of this back in 06. So I was like, this nigga just going around just making up revisionist history? Like, no. Like, he left my school. I graduated. So then so when Drake went back with that information, he'd see that even more person. He'd say, whenever I see this nigga on fucking site and da 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 da. And so I never seen him like that, no. I assume it's still on site.
I guess we can like I'll end my portion.
Okay.
But like,
I actually think I'm gonna save your portion
what you mean?
for another day.
Save my portion?
I'll just leave this, let it all be you. I'm gonna save your portion, my stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like you saying, end it.
With just like some questions.
Okay.
Well, really just like 2 questions.
Okay.
it's not a lot. What do you think is your greatest strength as a person?
As a person,
Yeah, in general.
my greatest strength is, I guess I could just say, my loyalty. Like,
Shout out to Andre. I mean, you mentioned them.
and my dad and my mom. They all my 3 guardians are big proponents of just loyalty and just saying what you mean what you say, saying about people you say you care about. So like, it ain't really nothing. Like, I'm not like, again, and that's why I would take it very personal and serious. I have no time for someone backstabbing me or double crossing me, because like, I almost do anything for you. So what will make you need to do that to me of all people? So yeah, I'm loyal.
Your greatest weakness?
Weakness,
I mean, I got a list.
I would say sometimes I have to say too much, and sometimes it's on my brain just sizzling. I just gotta get it out my mouth, and sometimes it's just too much.
Is that all?
That's all I got.
That's all we
You
roll.
said my biggest though.
Oh, okay. Okay. You got another thing or no? That's it.
I mean, what you got? Like,
I
I ain't
mean,
rich
I think
shit. That's my biggest weakness.
I
ain't
think
fucking rich
obsessed.
shit.
You're obsessed obsessiveness.
Okay.
I can't say this word.
Obsessiveness.
Can be a weakness sometimes.
I think it's a strength most of the time.
I mean, I think 'cause it drives you in a way where, like, I mean, you don't see other things.
Yeah.
But you know, what do I know?
Nothing. Clearly.
Besides failing, what's your deepest fear?
Deepest fear. My people, my loved ones dying before I'm able to give them what I want to give them.
You did kind of say that already.
Yeah, so that and like something being wrong with my kids when they're born.
Just like
Anything. Like if they're not just
Just
100%
sick.
normal, so to speak. But they can be missing a thumb, and that's going to really like devastate me. So yeah, if my kids aren't 100%. That's that's gonna be number one probably. Whenever I do have kids, they aren't just 100% straight. Yeah, I actually think about that a lot, especially nowadays.
if they're just like.
Whenever I do have kids, they're not right. Especially watching Grey's Anatomy. God damn, that should give me more anxiety than
You
ever.
finished grades yet?
I did finish it.
Oh, you did. Oh,
Yeah, while you were
okay.
gone, I finished it.
Oh, okay.
2.5 months.
Oh, cool. Shout out to Acting Studio. If heaven exists, and you arrive at the pearly gates, what was the question? Like, what would you ask God?
What would you ask God? Or no, what would you want me to say to you?
Yeah, but let's do both. Let's say,
Okay.
what would you ask God,
Mhm.
or what would you?
I would want him to say to me that you exceed all my expectations, and I want to say to him that,
Or her.
or her,
Or
never
they.
know. Or they. Facts. I like that one. Shout out to Interstellar. Or they. What is the point of it all? What is the purpose of it? Like, what's the point of it all? Is there a point to it all? Or we just out here wilding?
Cool. I mean, that's all I got, Coach.
I think you did pretty good.
I mean, I wish I would have talked about movies more. You just mentioned Interstellar, and I forgot. I had like a whole
Niggas
nother-
fold every day.
I was
B.
going with the conversation, man.
I like your composure. You know, he was very laid back, but still attentive. I liked it. I think you did good, sir. And because we did a lot of time, I'm gonna save art and my side of things for another date when I bring you back on. Maybe I might bring Khalil back on with that one, maybe whatever.
Okay.
And we'll do another one. But yeah, so until then, I think you did a good job. You want to do your own sign out or something?
I won't sign out.
Yeah, I got mine. You want to do anything? Say anything? No. Say anything? Some last remarks?
I think in general, I might be a little emotional, but
Okay.
I am very proud of you and just like your growth as a person.
Thank you.
And I'm proud of you for doing this podcast and like, pushing toward your dream and just trying to like make it. I think it's easy to like quit, especially now because like I feel like we're both at that like just like that middle ground.
Fuck it.
Yeah, so it's like easy just to like be like, man, like, all right, let me just go like get this little office gig, whatever. But you're still pushing through, and I think that's important. I think that's a testament to like your strength. So yeah, I mean that's all I need to say.
Appreciate it. Thank you, and as always, much love and respect and more creativity. I like saying that now. More creativity your way. And shout out to think you did a good job. Hopefully Lena approves and Mama for her.
I mean, I just was having a conversation. No expectations from me. It's not an interview. Just talking.
Okay. RightonQuelive, talk about it. We are out. Happy 2-year anniversary. Fuck everybody and fuck you forever.